Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. John Belkowitz and we're here in our garage while we're doing all these renovations. It's awesome! I feel like there's something over my head. Anyway, so we've been working on this project here in the lab. We got the epoxy floor done. Haley's going to give you a look at it here in a second. We're actually painting up the walls before we get our covering over them. These walls were pretty old, and the last renters before we bought the place used to smoke a lot of cigarettes in here. And for some reason there was also a lot of oxygen tanks in here while they were smoking cigarettes. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of stains all over the place, so we painted it. And we're gonna get our cedar planks on and then our corrugated steel on the walls as well. But the biggest thing that we were trying to achieve before the frost came in was this epoxy floor. And you know, you'll see it here in a second. And the reason why we were waiting before the frost came in, we can actually control this garage to stay at 70 degrees plus or minus 2 degrees Fahrenheit up until we reach like -10 degrees Fahrenheit. At that point it gets a little tough, and not that we're going to get to that point, but we've had freak storms in September and October, and I just didn't want to set us up for failure, because there was this one time that I did put epoxy down and it was in the middle of the winter and I shut off the heating system so I could mix up the epoxy without any problems, and I forgot to turn the heating system back on, so the entire lab got down to like 50 degrees. Well, the epoxy floor did not set up for like, I think 2 or 3 weeks. It was in like a fluid state, and if you go through that part of the lab and pull back some of the mats, you can actually still see my footprint, because what I did is I took off my shoes and I walked through it, and in the front area closest to where it was hot, like in the center of the lab, it had set up, but by the edges it was terrible. So anyway, yeah, you'll get to see this floor. It looks great. We're gonna finish this up here in the next week and a half. Hopefully show you some pictures. Go concrete!